It's a Thursday, a thirsty Thursday.
Rudy, get me a coffee. I'm thirsty. I'm out.
This is Market Vitals, the daily live stream. Please, if you're watching, whenever you start watching, please retweet it. We don't need likes. We need retweets, and or, some way you can share, Matt. Somebody's got to be able to share.
Here we go again.
Right?
Here we go.
I'm tweeting out to some people right now. Just give me a second, because maybe we'll get a retweet from a jumbo, Matt, a jumbo. We used to say on the trading floor when they call them whales, right? In a lot of the trading markets and in crypto in particular. But we used to call a guy a jumbo when he walked into the pit. Like, you better shut your fucking mouth, or the jumbo is gonna, and you better put a number on it. I mean, that was the protocol in the pit.
Right.
If you said I'm 5 bid, the guy could say, I'll sell you 400, but I'm a 2-lot trader. Well, you should have put a number on it. They're yours. Anyway, the nuance of commodity trading. We're going to get into some commodity trading, right? Because in a commodity super cycle, commodities, dude, they are on fire. Anyway, let's talk a little nuance here of the stimulus. And I love this tweet, Matt, from Wall Street Bets, the Wall Street Bets mod. So when is our next stimulus check coming? I lost mine already. They don't say trading GameStop, Bill Gross shorting me and taking me all my money. And I'm reminded when I saw this of I think it was either a Family Guy or a Simpsons episode where they go into the bank and deposit the money, and the guy says, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. But sir, I just deposited. Will you please step out of line? This line is for bank customers only. And it's gone. Anyway, a lot of newbies, and I don't think there's another stimulus check coming. Do you?
I don't know. I mean, the way my teenage kids are acting, they think that this is a normal thing now, and they're just going to get them every three to 6 months. So
no lawn cutting necessary.
Like, literally, when you're a broke ass college kid, high school kid, this is like fucking winning the lottery. So they're buying votes. It's working.
Yeah,
it is working.
Well, a couple other things aren't working, but I got to tell you right now, your hat is working. I love the Czech Republic hat, Matt.
Thank you.
It was gorgeous. You need to be on some skate skis up at Mount Bachelor.
One of my favorite European experiences, spending 3 weeks living in Prague. It was great. Praha.
All right, man, here, just because I know this boils.
Some of the nicest people on the planet, Bobby. Some of the nicest people on the planet.
And they're looking for people in all Eastern European countries.
Yes, they are. They are.
A shortage of people.
Shortage.
I won't get into the Richard Pryor album that we listened to on the golf course because he had to think about the shortage of people. Anyway, Matt, Paul Joseph Watson shared this. He is at Prison Planet. I've never seen him before on the Twitter sphere, but I love this tweet. Theme parks in California are set to reopen next month, but visitors are being warned that they are not allowed to sing, shout, scream, or engage in heavy breathing.
Woo! You're out of here.
Ejected from the park. What does it cost to get into a Disney theme park? There's got to be a C note, right, to get in?
$150 per head, something like that.
Oh my God! No breathing heavily. But I got a fucking heart condition.
But my question is, in Space Mountain, who really knows? It's dark.
Yeah, exactly. You could be getting a flippy on Space Mountain that only know because of the heavy breathing. Oh my God. Give me no singing. It's Disney World. Aren't we all supposed to be singing? It's a wonderful
it's a
world.
Small world after
there
all.
We go. I knew you'd come up. No, none of that. No screaming.
Well, I mean, the Dumbo rides are being scrapped as we speak. The Peter Pan ride's gone, right? So, I mean, basically, I don't know.
How is Peter Pan gone? I thought he was fairly feminine to begin with, and how is that?
I think he's too effeminate. He's too gay. He's too gay.
Yeah, that's impossible.
I think he's
all
too
right.
gay.
Let's move on to the
He's
bracketology.
as
And before
gay-
I share my screen,
He's
Matt,
as
and you're
gay
going to
as the mayor of Portland, Ted Wheeler, and his bullshit gayness. There you go. He's so happy.
I'm not familiar. I am familiar with our president, Barack Obama, and his incredible bracket. Our friend Dave Ross has already canceled them in Illinois because his bracket has all number ones into the Final Four. A total yawner. Like, come on, Barack. How about you step out Barack, you don't have a problem calling for drastic action about global warming as you buy a $10 million house at sea level. So I think his community activities now are getting people ready to sandbag the shoreline when the sea level starts to rise. Of course, I'm being facetious. That is an excellent article, and
let's face it. If we're playing basketball, pick up basketball at the Y, and there's 10 guys, and we're picking teams, and Barack is the last guy, I'll play with 4. So I'll just play with 4. I don't. He's a hazard to my team. I don't want him on my team.
All right, hold on now. Let's go. Let's go to the last bracket that we have not covered. Is the Baylor number 1 seed.
Okay.
And I got Baylor going all the way to the Final Four, just like Barack. I have 2 number 1s here, so I can call them out, and I do have a number 2 winning it all. So I'm not as baroque as Barack on picking teams. Anyway, Matt, the only one I
got Baylor, Whiskey. I got Nova. I got Supernova. I got Purdue. Purdue beats Nova. Purdue plays Baylor and beats Baylor. Arkansas plays Texas Tech. I'm with you there. And Florida goes on to lose to Ohio State. Ohio State whomps the Razorbacks, and Purdue battles Ohio State to a tough game, but Ohio State prevails.
So Matt, what is your thought? So my Final Four is Gonzaga, Kansas, Baylor, Ohio State. Is that right? Is that what I did? No. There it is. Gonzaga, Michigan. Yeah, I'm right along with Barack, except for I got Houston and Ohio State in the Final Four, and Houston winning all against Michigan. I wasn't aware that your Michigan Wolverines are missing an important ingredient.
Yeah, I'm picking them just because I'm a homer, but the brain side of me says Michigan's going to trip up somewhere, because you just can't lose your leading scorer, your senior who came back for a 4th year. Can't lose the guy and expect to win the next 6 games. If you did, it'd be quite a feat. But I do have Michigan. I think beating Illinois. I have Illinois, Ohio State in the other bracket there, and Illinois prevails. But I do have Michigan playing Illinois as the homer. And again, I'm just calling it out like it is. If Michigan's in the tournament, I'm always picking them. So always.
And
in most years, 2014, I can tell you I was the only one who picked them, and they made it to the final game and lost. And that was enough to win the whole traders pool. There was over 1,000 traders, so it pays. It pays to bet Big Blue.
Hey, man, I just wanted to bring this up because we talked about this yesterday on the show, and 10 Barrel Brewing gave us a little shout out. 10 Barrel, right? And unscripted, you even have the 10 Barrel shirt on, unscripted.
Yeah.
But they give us a thanks.
This was from their by the way, this was from their San Diego store in October, and I'm very saddened that store's, I'm calling it a store. The brewery in San Diego that 10 Barrel opened is no longer open. I'm sad. Sorry about that, 10 Barrel. Sorry about that, Budweiser.
We talked about this yesterday. Like we are the pulse of the market. I'm going to just go out there and say that. We are viewing markets and we are current with market trends. And they gave us a thanks for the shout out. Actually, in addition to our vodka cocktail variety pack, we just launched seltzer variety pack. Look out, White Claw. We talked about it. White Claw, a race to the bottom. And
Papa Budweiser has already been out there with their seltzers for a a while. I mean, it's
Yeah, but I got to tell you something. Somebody needs to sneak into the White Claw brewery or distillery or whatever, because, and I can't wait to taste the 10 barrels, because nobody's come close as far as
well,
I'm concerned on the
listen,
taste profile.
you and I are fans of their Moscow mules. They have those in the can.
Yes, yes.
We've tasted those for the Suds reviews, and you loved it. I thought it was a fantastic,
And that was in the cocktail pack.
it was in the cocktail pack, and they have the Bloody Marys, they have the Moscow mules, and I think they have like a gin and tonic even. So, adding the White Claw esque vodka cocktail variety pack, brilliant. Why not?
Well, I can't wait to taste it, because, like I said, I don't think that's why White Claw commands the space, because nobody's on a taste level. Nobody's got it right yet.
Gotcha.
And we will see if the 10 barrel professionals can do it. Matt, let's talk price discovery. But before we do, we've talked about commodity super cycle, and I just want to reiterate that I think the next several years are going to be the greatest markets to trade in a generation. I ripped this graphic from our friend at the Carly Trading just to emphasize, and we need to have her on again to talk price action, because commodities are flying around, man. And there is a lot of money to be made trading commodities. So let's talk commodities, Matt. It's a du jour day on commodities. Why don't you start with palladium, as we had to reach out inside marketvitals.io. That's where you need to go to sign up and join our community. Please do it. But Matt, thoughts on palladium?
Well, it was a great nightclub that I went to in high school called the Palladium, I believe. And it's also one of these fancy metals that trade on the futures market. So, crazy move, 2750 up 5% still today after failing. It's down $120 since that high this morning. So let's take a look. Let's fractal way out, Bob. And what I saw here was very bullish. We were trading at these levels back again in February prior to the COVID pandemic, again, where they tried to crush the market and build back better, but we've built back better without ever needing Klaus Schwab. So I'm just asking, like, that failed. Communism is failing in front of us again, as is evidenced by the free market and prices being higher than they ever have been. Palladium through the roof. I've never traded it. As I said to you before we came on the show, bullish chart. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't sell it. There you go.
You would sell it?
I would not. It's just dangerous.
Right, exactly. I mean, I can point to the same thing in the standard deviation modeling. I will give you this caveat though. I think you could sell the double top the first time up there.
Yeah, well,
because the double top
that was today. I mean, $70 within the high, you should have been selling. So
I like a dead ping. I don't like a 70. I like a dead ping.
Well, if you like the dead ping, I like probably
1% of it.
Yeah,
1%
1% higher. 1% below to 1% higher. So yeah,
okay.
You're already You're already sure.
I'm on the standard deviation modeling. The weekly and the daily, they're through the collar, like completely outperformed. The daily and the weekly, or the monthly and the weekly. Holy shit! Did I do mushrooms today? They're legal, right? The weekly and the monthly are pinging right into that collar on the weekly and the monthly. Let me share for a second though, and show this longer term chart. And that is, like, people are like, what are you, crazy? A quarterly? But that is the quarterly. And I think it's important because long-term trending market here, if this was the hourly, there's no way. Let me just say this. If this was an hourly or a daily or a 4-hour or a 5-minute, you would sell that double top, but you would be very, very tight to the vest on that sale because there's so much potential on the quarterly chart, right? I mean, you got room out to 3,200. I just want to point that nuance of trading fractaling way out. And you cannot tell me that there's not inflation abundant inflation going on. Look at these charts. It's unbelievable for them to be able to say we don't have inflation because, I mean, give me a frickin' break when you look at these commodity prices and commodity charts.
Not so fast, Mr. Heffernan. Not so fast. Have you looked at oil today?
I did. I want to talk about oil, and
it's actually this is a delayed chart that we're looking at. It's actually trading right around 60.50 right now, and so I wanted to bring this up. We're coming back to the March lows, which were 59.12. Yes, as we've talked about, great trading markets. This test up in here was a great spot to sell the 66s. We talked about it again, endmarketvitals.io, and it's come to fruition. It took 3 days, and we're down 10%. So 66 to 60, basically, in less than 3 days. And I think you're getting a shakeout here. They're rattling the trees because guess what? If you look at the longer term chart, Bobby, you want to be a buyer. Like great. You wanted a haircut and crude. Here it comes. And look for this 59 level. Looks good to me. Like I would love to buy 59 right now. And we might get there today. I mean, shit, the thing's on full on puke mode. And
that's commodities. That's what happens. It's a highly leveraged environment.
Right.
And so, the buy and hold in general is not it's not a trading methodology anybody can survive long-term trading commodities. The hodlers would be flipping burgers down at Ceres Cafe in Chicago if they think, the leverage just kills you. So,
right. And
I wanted to point one other one out. Go ahead.
No, I'm just pointing out that this is a serious sell-off. So if you
it is,
if you and for me that 59.50 level's coming. It's just like we got to test it. That's where we are right now. They're shaking the trees hard, and much like the bonds that we were talking about. Wait for 153s. 153s to 152 is your area to buy, and sure enough, everybody's fighting the man. And it came today.
We can't see Matt there, but I'll give him a little hand. He has nailed these bonds, man. Nailed it.
So it came today. We were looking for the 153s. We conquered, and the trade to me on the short side is kind of over for right now. But again, all bets are off, and this is a longer term chart. I just brought this out to show. Again, I think ultimately we're trading to 144. But I think on the shorter term chart, we're way overdue for a bounce. Look at the RSI here, not making a new low as price is making a new low, and we came right to this level. Right, this is the level I was looking for. Right here in the 152s. So we dipped down to I think 153.07 today was the low, and you got to respect it. And it's not a pretty chart. But I think if you want to look at a spot, probably in here, today, you buy here 153 and change down to 152. On a close below 152, you're wrong again. It's going to go lower. So very defined risk if you want to take a long side stab here, but know what your risk is. And below 152, again, all bets are off. It's going to 144. So we kind of started from the large fractal to put it in perspective. And you have to know what the large scale, because again, which time frame is in control of this market? I still think the long-term time frame is in control of the market. But at some point, we've got to bounce here. And I think we've begun, we held, in here, you had a good little bounce. So again, just like you said earlier about commodities, if you bought it in here, let's say you bought 153.15, you take some off for a half a point, and then you buy it back every 3 quarters or every quarter to a half point. Now you buy down to 152. That's the way that traders leg into this thing, right? You take some off, you put it on, you take some off, you put it on, you take some off. This is looking to me like it wants to possibly jam up to 155s. So,
and is that point of control there?
That is it. And again, that's just a 1 week chart.
That's critically important that you know what chart you're looking at and what time frame.
And if you look at a 1 month chart, it's possible we get back to this 157 level, right? It's real possible. Again, as long as 152 holds, that's your line in the sand. Don't be a jerk. And
that's our disclaimer is these are not this is not trading advice. Trade at your own risk. Trading is dangerous. You can lose a lot of money and end up living in a van down by the river. You know, if we had, what was his name? Van down by the river.
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. His brother actually worked in the Eurodollars.
Yeah.
He could come on. I would have loved to have Chris Farley come on to do our disclaimer for the show. Anyway, Matt, let's jump to I want to show something in the hogs.
Okay.
So I'm going to share my screen here. We got the crude here, commodities. Well, let me just talk about the crude for a second here, since I have it up here. This is the weekly, that weekly up momentum level. It's right around 61.75. So it closed below there tomorrow. It has respected this line since November, when it went into up momentum. 16th November, it went into up momentum on the weekly. It'll be the first close out of up momentum since then. And so
did you say Movember? Did you say Movember? You did.
Movember.
Yeah. Okay.
56.36, right? And then $50. I really like this $50 level. If things go bananas here over the next couple of weeks, yeah. I know you must have this on the profile also. A bunch of lows from back in May, July, September of 2019. And then we actually stalled out there and congested here in 2021, right in the same area. And it's going to be that, as we shift forward, this lower momentum level will ship up into that area. Anyway, to the hogs, and in particular, the hog spread. Now, important here, and I told people this recently on a broadcast, that not very often does April hogs go over June hogs. June hogs are generally the strongest on the board. That summer month ping, June, July, somewhere in there, the cash and the product usually makes a high demand in summer. People are barbecuing, the ball games are going on. You got hot dogs and hamburgers and there's barbecues. So it's just the highest demand with the lowest slaughter going is the summer months in the hogs. I want to jump over and show you, though, the 2014 chart, which was the last time. And I got to go to my friends at CQG, which I am using. I'm going to bring up this 2014 hog chart right here. Let's see if I can go full screen with it. Let's see if I can move myself. Wow, look at me. I can move all over the place. But look at this thing, man. In 2014, we had PED. It went from 10 under to 6 something over. So I completely crucified people that were playing the usual seasonal. And seasonals are great until they don't work. And that's just a fact. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. It's on my radar right now. The chart looks similar to me. The fundamentals seem similar. Whether it does it or not is yet to be seen. Anyway, Matt, I just wanted to bring that up.
The forward curve out to, whatever is saying right around $52 will come. So when it comes to crude,
back to crude.
Yeah.
Matt, we don't have you at all on video, just audio, which is actually nice. It's a change of pace. We need to put your mug shot up or something.
I don't know. I don't know what happened again.
I don't either. I have no idea what happened.
I think it's
Matt, we're going to do one more thing on the nuance. The nuance of futures, Matt. Future, definitely future. I just watched Rain Man again, by the way. And I got to tell you, some great lines in that movie. Definitely Wapner on. Need to see Wapner, Matt. Hold on a second. Bear with me, because we're going to talk crypto. And we get to talk crypto and futures. Again, the audio late, Matt. The audio late. Crypto and futures. And the nuance, Matt, the nuance.
The nuance.
Well, check this out. I want to go to a daily. The daily. All right, here's the daily. And I want to, sometimes, in futures, sometimes futures lead and sometimes they lag. Like are the futures the leading or lagging? What does that say about the future price of the underlying, which in Bitcoin is the cash market? But I want to just point out on this daily how perfectly respected this is the futures, Bitcoin futures at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And it's just paying the momentum level perfectly. So the futures are pricing in, is the way I'm reading this. The futures are more positive towards the price of Bitcoin in the future than the cash is, because the cash, although it is above this, it didn't respect the that momentum line. It's just a little bit of a nuance that I wanted to just touch on, that sometimes the futures lead, sometimes they lag. That forward thinking in the marketplace, basically very indicative in futures. I mean, futures were invented to transfer risk, not really to give you a forward look at what people think the prices are. But that ends up being, a collateral thing that happens in trading. So,
well, we just banged off of 60,000 again. And
why don't you share from a market profile expertise perspective on Bitcoin?
Again, we're just looking at a 1-day chart here, Bobby, but we banged off of 60,000 after, selling off pre-market here with the rest of the market. Again, all assets are one. Everything's up today except for crude. But I think your battle line now is 58,000. That's, stays above that, bullish, below it, bearish. But again, let's fractal out a little bit. Okay, to your point, this is close enough to government work for a double top for me. I don't trade tops like this the way you do, anyways. I think you got to leg into them. We don't, and often we go above them and then we reverse. So there's a lot of ways to play a double top, but again, very heavy. I'm still, this is a 1 month chart and you're looking at 47,000 being your point of control. So if we can't make a new high again by the end of the week, which is tomorrow, then we got the weekend trading, which usually we know Bitcoin for whatever reason goes up every weekend and then it sells off. So just wait
until it doesn't, because I will warn people that
right.
Playing that as a just a freebie trade.
It's not, believe me, I say it flippantly, but it's just from watching it every weekend. It seems to go up Saturday mornings, kind of peaks by 4:00 West Coast time on Saturday, and then it's done for the weekend, and then we get back to normal trading Sunday. So I don't know. I mean, it's just, look, again, you can see on the chart, it went right to the top there where it should have paused, and it did. And now it's just a question of how low, are we going to take out this low here at 57.5, or are we going to go test the actual high and make a new high? Is Novogratz going to be right and I'm going to be wrong? He's going to 150 and I say, 30 before 150. Who's going to be right?
Right on.
I don't know.
Right on. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. All right, Matt. There's no sense of going to you because you're just a ghost. You're a ghost out there, Matt.
Well, hey, let's talk about this. Dana White of the MMA. What's the MMA?
The UFC.
UFC. Thank you. So Dana White, I think, should be promoting. I've been watching bear videos in Russia all week, all day today, and I've sent you like 6 of those. And I think Jedi Marcus posted one of these or reposted it, and I just went down the rabbit hole of bears chasing people, in the open, in retail environment, basically next to the gas stations, right? And so what I want to see Dana White promote is, hey, Biden and Putin are talking smack. Let's have a bare knuckle. Let's have a bare knuckle brawl once and for all. Winner take all. Winner take all, right? Biden versus Putin. So you got the 6'4" old man who can't even walk versus the 5'4", 60-year-old who will kick the shit out of Biden.
He kicked the shit out of me, I think.
Yeah, but again, it's because they grew up fighting bears in their backyard.
Here it is, Matt. Here it is. Courtesy of YouTube. Bear in the mall. Bear down. Chicago Bears. What do you think he's looking for? That's my question.
A burger, I'm thinking.
Like, what's the cop gonna do? Hey, bear, get out of here. Unreal. Now this is a bear market. Whoa. That's the bear market right there. HFR makes the call. Crude, not quite yet in a bear market, but soon. All right, Matt. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks, Bobby. Great day.
Hey, come on, please share the video and join the network, marketvitals.io. Please help us out.
And
Thanks,
by the way, I got one more chart to show you, just because you want to see the reason why I'm not being shown here today. I think it comes down to, I'm paying full price for Zoom Professional or whatever they want to call it.
Right on.
Yet
we don't see the chart yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there.
All right.
But here's where we are. Things are not looking good still at Zoom. The bear is locked down, and Zoom is about ready to fall to the next level. If 300 goes again, look out 200. Look out 200. Okay. You still have a 95. Yeah. This next springboard is down here 260, and then the long-term one takes you all the way down to 200, Bobby. So again, I see this happening. It's just a matter of when, not if. And again, $95 billion market cap, worth more again than most of the Dow 30 companies. So something's wrong. Something's amiss. It will right itself, and Biden, will get his ass kicked, and the bare knuckle brawl that's taking place in Minsk.
Why is it got to be in Minsk?
Why not?
I'd never wanted to visit Minsk. It sounds terrible.
All right, you want to go?
It sounds like
let's go Kamchatka. Kamchatka. That was the crucial point on the risk board. Kamchatka.
Risk, dude. Exactly. Kamchatka. You got to own it. You got to take it.
It prevented the invasion over to the North American side of the board.
Right on. Minsk sounds to me like it's like Detroit, where it just has buildings that want to punch you in the face.
And that's why. And Joe Biden is a man of the UAW, right? They gave him his vote, and he just shifted all those jobs from Ohio to Mexico. So there you go. Thanks, so we have to have it in Minsk for that reason alone. That reason.
All right, Matt. Careful on Zoom. That's all we're saying. The bear has shown himself on Zoom.
Indeed.
All right, pal. Hasta.
Hasta.